Shalom. Koholo Yahweh Ba'ashum Yahusha Ba'ashum Rakach Wadash. The monster of the apostles, the monster of the elders, the great millstone, rule well and tell us his truth. Much respect to you brothers out there, preaching his word in truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of earth. Tabernacle David, hope for elect and the sparkle bird, and want to say Shalom. So just want to do this quick lesson on this Shannon Sharp situation. Also, one of my brothers had did a lesson on it earlier. Lively Stones of GMS. Subscribe to the brother's channel, Brother Taziar. All right. Hey, just roughly paraphrasing what he has said in his title, it's not just, Keisha that you got to worry about. Hey, you got to worry about the white girl too. Right. And pretty much from the wine of Babylon, right? A lot of these women over here in Babylon the Great are tainted. They're drunk off their wine. They're moving wickedly, and that's why a lot of times, you have that movement of the passport bros where they go into women, they're going to meet women in other countries, right? Because their morals and how they move is more righteous, all right, more comely, more woman-like, right? I guess you could say, right? Brothers is just looking for a good woman, but over here in Babylon the Great, like I said, a lot of these women is tainted, man. Hey, if you got a good woman by your side, call Holo Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, right? But what I want to get into, moving wisely within this walk of ours, one brother may be able to deal with more than one woman. What's for one brother is not for another, right? Just as Elder Yashua Ramba was going into a couple days ago. Once again, what's for one brother, another brother may not be able to deal with that, right? And he also was going into, he don't like harlots, but he's not going to get all emotional and tell you, it's going off, right? Because as I got right here, some of the men of the Lord had dealt with harlots. It's the oldest profession in the book, but what we are telling you, your first love should be Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahusha, all right, Sophia, this wisdom, right? As a man, get built up in the spirit, do your lessons, right? Go out there on the highways and byways, preach his word, right? Once again, what's for one man is not for another, right? One man may be able to deal with harlots, may be able to deal with more than one woman. And then another man, hey, you probably just need to be alone. You probably don't need any woman. Another brother, you just good with one woman, man. All right. Now we do understand the Lord is going to set everything in order as we read in Isaiah 4:1, right? The Lord's going to set everything in order, right? That factory reset, on these women over here in Babylon the Great. It's going to happen, man. Right. So, hey, if you don't have a woman, don't be over here all mad and hey, this ain't our rest. The Lord's going to help you, man. But anyways, as we see time and time again, you got a lot of these rich men, right? Those that have climbed the ladder. Matter of fact, one that comes to mind, you got Birdman, wicked ass nigga. I thought thought he was a booty warrior anyways. But anyways, wasn't he married for like 1 month or so? Secretly married for like 1 month. And then now he has to give all, half of his money or whatever to that woman, man. Right? So, hey, just over here in Babylon the Great, is out of order. So as we see with Shannon Sharp, right? As we see with Shannon Sharp, I'm going to get a scripture real quick. I'm going to get into it. As we see with Shannon Sharp, right? I'm going to get this right here. Sirach 25, verse 21. Stumble not at the beauty of a woman and desire her not for her pleasure, right? Don't just, look at a woman just because she's beautiful. Understand the baggage that she may come with, right? Understand what hell that may come with, all right? As we read right here, Sirach 25 verse 19, all wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. Let the portion of a sinner fall upon her. Right here in Babylon the Great, which, it remains to be seen. Just me in the spirit, which I can be very wrong. I could be wrong. Hey, this harlot is sounding like she's a false witness, man. And over here in Babylon the Great, right? It got a lot of our women, especially Jake, all right, a lot of our women being false witness out here. And that ends up for a lot of men to get clapped up, man, get sent to the spirit realm. So you had that football player a couple years ago, right? She said, he was talking to other women, right? Hey, hey, he's that type of caliber player, man, right? A lot of you, hey, Eve got to understand when you deal, with a certain type of man, that's just what it's gonna come with, right? A certain type of status, that's what it's gonna come with. So she pretty much got angry at him for talking. Slocky, y'all gotta cut off. But anyways, I'm gonna just get to the point. As you see with this Shannon Sar situation, man, it just goes to show you that this is not your rest, man. Right? This is not your rest. But that factory reset, as we read in Isaiah 4:1, is coming very, very soon. But I want to get, a couple instances as you read. There's several men of the Lord, that dwelt with harlots, as we read, Judah, right, son of Jacob. As you read, Judah slept with Tamar, right, disguised herself as a harlot to conceive a child by him. And Judah, you go into the story, which shows a lot of characteristics still to this very day. Our people are procrastinators, man. Wait till the last minute, just doing all types of stuff, man. But anyways, because he had failed to give her a son in marriage as promised, right? Significance, the union produced Perez, who is a part of the lineage of King David and ultimately Yahushua Mashiach, right? So anyways, getting into it, you even go into it. Hey, he was so angry, he wanted to burn it up. You even go into the account. All right. He even go into the account, right? But anyways, you got Samson. Samson, the judge of Israel, went to Gaza and slept with a harlot there. Significance there precedes his entanglement with Delilah, which led to his downfall. Because we are also using this as an example, right? Understand how you're moving, right? Move wisely within this walk, right? This is what we telling brothers, move wisely in this walk, because, hey, you get with the wrong woman and all hell can break loose upon your life, man. Hey, you better get that in check, man. Right? Hey, I was talking to a brother the other day about that. Say a new brother try to come into the camp and he got a lady issue, man. Where she may try to come to the camp and cause all type of ruckus and mess, man. Hey, get your life in order, man. Right? Once again, what's for one brother is not for another. Right? One brother may be able to deal with more than one woman. One brother may be able to deal with just one woman. Right? And one brother may just all he needs is no woman, man. All right? Because hey, let Sophia be your first love, right? And you know, some of these dudes, they get distracted from doing the work, right? You got Hosea, right here. God commanded the prophet Hosea to marry a harlot named Gomer as a symbolic act. You see this? as a symbolic act representing Israel's unfaithfulness to power. All right, significance, the relationship was a prophetic metaphor, not just a personal story. All right, you even, in the world, oh man, you wiped up a whore, you wiped up a harlot. Everybody was with her, but that was a representation of us a whoring after these other gods of wood and stones, man. Right, because we are married unto Yahweh Bashim El Shah, and we were defiled, man. Right, and so, hey, us waking up in this truth, hey, the water Yahweh Bashim El Shah, hey, we coming back, we're being joined unto Yahweh Bashim El Shah, right? Right? Let's see, these stories range of interactions, some demonstrating sin and consequences, right? Once again, going to the account with Hosea, right? He ended up marrying a harlot and having children with him, man. And she was for the streets. Right? But once again, that was a representation as well for us, right? Joining Salakia, a whoring after these other guys are winning stone. And Jake is still doing that still to this very day, right? And that's why we got to get the heck up out of here, man. Right, let me see. So what I want to get into is as well over here, I was asking Chat GPT, pretty much the judgment for bearing false witness, because I can be wrong, right? I could be wrong. Maybe everything that she said was actually right. But from what we see here in Babylon the Great, a lot of these women and just, people in general, and especially Esau, Edom, right? It says, just roughly paraphrasing, the accuser of thy brethren, right? This man is a false accuser. And so we're going to get into that about being a false accuser, right? This is why we waiting for our people in general to get their factory reset. But in Jacob's trouble, the women is going to get that factory reset, right? And this false witness and all that bullshit, it ain't going to come to pass anymore, man. But anyways, in the Bible, bearing false witness, lying or giving false testimony, especially in a legal setting, is considered a serious offense. The judgment or punishment for it varies depending on the context. But here are the key passages, right? The ninth commandment, all right, as we read in Exodus 20, verse 16, thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. All right, this is one of the 10 commandments, showing that it's a foundational moral law, right? It's a foundational moral law. You should not be out here bearing false witness. Oh, he did this and did that. And they didn't do that, right? Because the scriptures speak about having a good name, man, right? Brother can put that on the comment board. I'm not going to get it right now. But the scriptures speak about having a good name, right? It's more, just roughly paraphrasing, if I'm not mistaken, it's more precious than gold, because you having a bad name in the streets, man, people ain't going to deal with you. They ain't going to deal with your business, right? And you're going to lose money. You're going to lose customers, man. You're going to lose the faith of the people in you, right? This is Deuteronomy 19 and verse 16 through 21. Judgment for the false witness. This passage outlines the consequences for someone who gives a false testimony, right? Deuteronomy 19 and verse 18 through 19. The judges shall make a diligent inquisition, and behold, if the witness be a false witness and have testified falsely against his brother, check this, then shall ye do unto him as he had thought to have done unto his brother. So thou shalt put away evil from among you, right? Hey, for the most part, some would have been put to death, or you said this, just depending on the context. Hey, let's just put it simple, man. We didn't play around with that, man. You bearing false witness, you trying to put somebody's name in the mud, right? We didn't play with that, man. But over here in Babylon the Great, right? These people play with your name, man. They play around with you and they get away with it. How many times have we seen these women, have bear false witness? Oh, this Jake had did this unto me, and knowing damn well Jake got that soul, he ain't got to do nothing to you, man. Right? He got that soul, he got that charisma, and he he ended up getting going to jail anyways, man. Ruining that man's life. Now we understand that's the Lord's judgment anyways, and that should push us, even more to get the heck up out of here, pushing his word. But that's wicked, man. And then what happens to the woman? Nothing. Nothing happens to that woman for bearing false witness. Now sometimes a Jake may get out. They give him about $1 million, $3 million. That ain't nothing for the life that you lost, locked up, right? Let's see. In other words, the false witness will receive the punishment that the accused would have received if found guilty. This was a principle of justice called lex talons, an eye for an eye, right? Eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, right? Pretty much a moral principle, right? Let's see. This is 3. All right. Point 3: moral and spiritual consequences. Proverbs 19 and verse 5: a false witness shall not be unpunished. He that speaketh lies shall not escape. Right? Under the vibration of Babylon the Great, these people have gotten away with it. But guess what? They're not going to get away with it. They're awaiting the judgment. These women out here, these wicked ass women that's bearing false witness against you, they gonna get it. Right? Esau, Edom, he gonna get it. These 2/3 Jakes, right? They gonna get it. You have these men of the other camps, man. Oh, y'all break it. Hey, y'all saying that y'all can go out there and we already broke that down. All right? The laws of the Western world are different from the laws that we had in our kingdom, man. Right? And we tell you how to deal with the scriptures tell you how to deal with particular situations, right? But these men are so wicked, they still pushing that stuff. They still pushing that false witness, man, because they're emotional and they hate that we get on you, right? Because if a situation like that happens, the scripture tell you what happens, that you don't put her away, man. You don't just pump and dump, man. No, you will pay the father a dowry, and that will be your wife, man. Right? And that's pretty much all that we have broken down to. But wicked man is gonna be wicked man, and they're in that lot, right? So just wait for that fire, man. But anyways, Revelation 21 and verse 8: our liars shall have their part in a lake which burneth with fire and brimstone, which is the second death, right? You bearing false witness, you lying, right? There's a missile with your name on it. This shows that beyond earthly justice, bearing false witness has internal consequences according to the Christian doctrine, right? Now we know these Christians today, they don't follow the Bible, man. Right? They pick and choose what they want to follow, right? But the laws of the Lord is going to come back, man. All right. When we're in our power, the other nations are going to have to abide by our laws or suffer the consequences according to the laws that they have broken. Right. Let's see. I'm gonna get a little bit of this. Proverbs 29 and verse 3. All right. Just telling you, watch out here. Right. Watch how you move within the within this walk, right? Especially if you're a leader in this thing, right? Or just, hey, just a brother in general, man. Watch how you move within this walk, man. Let's see. I'm gonna get the King James version. Whosoever loveth wisdom rejoiceth his father, but he that keepeth company with harlots spendeth his substance. All right, spending all your money, all your time with harlots, man. Right? Don't do that. Have a well balanced life. Right? Once again, what's for one brother is not for another brother. Right? It's international version. A man who loves wisdom brings joy to his father, but a company of prostitutes squanders his wealth. All right. Once again, you spending all that money, right? She talking about 25K for each cheek. Madness, man. All right. But this is just pretty much, showing you, man. Hey, we got to get the heck up out of here, man. Watch how you move within the spirit. All right. Watch how you move. Watch how you conduct yourself as men within this truth, man. Hey, we almost out of here, man. Hey, that reset button is coming, man. But yeah, I just wanted to bring that out real quick. Y'all Ratazai is an edifying lesson. Abba Babal. Shalom.